Is becoming a tattoo artist the right career for you? That's exactly what we're going to be talking about in this video. No bullshit or fluff. Just as sat basically, I'm going to have a chat with you. I'll give you my experience, the ups and the downs. And some of the downs, I'll be honest, it's stuff that people forget to talk about. You never see it on social media, you don't see it on mine. People never put the downsides of things on. Don't get me wrong, there's absolutely tons of positives about this career, which I'm going to talk about. Most of you guys will already know. It allows you to do so much in life. So it's kind of like I suppose like a little bit of a heart to heart. I'm going to talk you through several different points that you may not have ever thought about when thinking about becoming a tattooist. The customers that you meet, I've made so many friends, good friends, that I'd bend over backwards to help, and I never knew them until they come in for the tattoo. But because you're spending multiple 5-hour, 6-hour sessions with the same people, you really get to know that person. You end up talking about fucking everything and colour of the dog and everything else. So you really get to know people on a different level. And I don't know whether it's because obviously they're sat there in pain at the same time, but you build a really good friendship in such a short space of time. And I dare say some of my best friends that I've been friends with for 10 plus years, I met in the tattoo industry. So that, I think, is a really good indicator of whether you like to do that. The people that you meet are absolutely second to none. And on that note as well, from all walks of life, it's not just a certain class of people. Everybody is getting tattoos, so you meet like a wide variety of people. Obviously the money. So many artists out there struggle. I used to struggle. For the first few years, I made so many mistakes at the beginning. That can be avoided if you just listen to the right guidance. But I didn't, because there were nobody like preaching or showing how to do it. A lot of the things that I had to learn are from actually different industries and mimicking what they're doing. In the tattoo industry, it's so easy to compare yourself with other people that are at different phases of their career. So you're comparing yourself to, especially in the first few years, you're looking at shops and you're thinking, my work's better than theirs. But they've been going 10 years, so they've got a big audience. So they're more successful than you, even though your work's better. But it can still be disheartening. It makes you feel shit. But the opportunities that it gives you, you're working for yourself. If you want a week off, just don't book anybody in for that week. Yeah, you're not getting paid, but the money that you do earn whilst you are working covers all that. It's a high paid job. So to just like kind of bring everything together, I think the positives, the people that you meet, you get to work when you want. Obviously that's limited a little bit because whilst you're not at work, you're not getting paid. But you can book whatever time you want off in advance. You could, if you wanted, travel with this job, and the earning potential is second to none. Them, for me, are the main key points. I think that's all the good sides of this business. Now on to the not so positive things, and it's things that I've really learned, especially over the past couple of years. People hate success. I used to get this when I was tattooing. The amount of people that would start slandering you online just purely through jealousy because your business were doing loads better than theirs. I mean, I've had countless death threats. You shouldn't be teaching people online. You shouldn't be doing this. Just purely jealousy, and it's usually one of two things. I've never had anybody comment anything nastily, clicked on them, and it's been obvious that they're amazing at the job and the business is really successful. Usually they're either rubbish at tattooing, or it's clear to see that even if they're decent tattoo artists, they haven't got the customers. So they're pissed off with their own results, and then they start taking that out on others that are clearly doing a lot better than them. So I don't even rise or bite to these people anymore. But it's still, they shouldn't really be like that. So that's one negative. You always end up with jealous people, especially when you're starting to make it right to top. Most people in this industry are doing it completely wrong, like totally wrong. And especially at the beginning of your career, everybody falls into this habit. I did the exact same. And I've seen 99.9% of artists do this. And how people run a competition for the tattoo studio is a kind of a perfect example. What people do is when they first start out, they look at every other tattoo shop and think, right, I'm going to do mine like that. I'm going to do mine like that. But the tattoo shops that they're copying are actually failing. They're not profitable. And that's not about tattooing ability. They may be really good artists, but they may not be running the business properly and translating that into money, income. So it's still failing as a business. So I've got videos dedicated just to this one topic because it is quite an in-depth thing to understand. But the majority of tattoo businesses out there are running the business wrong. And then us as new artists or up and coming artists, we're looking at those and copying what they're doing. And it's basically copying failure, but without even knowing it. And then it's like ruining our chances of ever being successful because we're doing things that other shops are doing, but they're failing. So we're setting ourselves up for failure from day one if that's our approach, which it is everybody's approach. It's just a natural thing. The next point that I want to talk about is, and a lot of people really get confused by this, loving art or being artistic. I totally get that if you're wanting to be an artist, it's because you've got a love of art, you're artistic natured. I totally understand all of that. But that is not the only thing, all right? In fact, that is actually responsible for around 20% of the success of a tattoo studio. The actual ability, the artistic ability is not responsible for the success. And just to prove this point, look at all your local competitors. And like I said earlier on in this video, sometimes you're comparing yourself thinking, why are they so successful? Why are they so busy when my work is better than theirs? So that just solidifies the fact it's not just about the work. So if you've got a love for the artistic industry, that is not going to determine whether you're successful or not. And anybody that says, I just do this because I love art, is talking out of their ass. It's because of the money that's associated with it. And let's be honest, the artist industry as a whole, unless you're doing tattoos, really the only time that you can make money, really decent money, is usually when you died, and any paintings that you've got then start becoming really valuable. But whilst you're here, it's hard to make money using the love of art as that income. So the tattoo industry kind of bridges those two, making money, love of art, become a tattoo artist, and combine the two together. But it's only responsible for 20% of the success of your business. Something that not many people talk about online when it comes to the tattoo industry is long hours. And I mean long hours. I've got a 7-figure business. I still work around the clock. The amount of times that I'm sat in bed with my laptop on my knee, working away, and I wake up next morning, still in the exact same position, laptop there, dead, note on screen. But it's just I've literally fell asleep working. And I've lost count how many times I've done that. When I was tattooing full time, the amount of times that I was still tattooing past midnight, and my partner at the time, I'd walk through the door, shattered, still cooking at that time, eating at that time because I had to eat before I went to bed. Then literally a few hours sleep and then up because I was working all day again. But I class that as, I didn't mind doing that because I wanted to grow my business. And I'm one of those, look, whilst you're young, whilst you're able, that is the time that you want to be doing long hours, putting the dedication in to grow your business in hopes that it all works out when you get to a little bit later on in life, whatever age that may be for you, financially you can afford to slow down a little bit. And plus, when you're getting a bit older, you want to slow down. While you're younger, get that working whilst you can. And it requires long hours, especially during that growth phase. The last point that I want to talk about, and this is probably one of the most important, it's an upside, but it's also a downside, depending on how you look at life and your business and what you want to put time and energy into. But the business and marketing, it is the most important thing in a tattoo studio. When I first started, I was just all about the art. I just wanted my tattoos to be as good as possible. Fair enough, they're not the best out there, but they're a lot better than when I started. The good, I'd say a really good average. They're good enough that I can grow my business and get to where I want to be. But at one point, that is all I focused on. I just wanted my tattoos to be the best that they could be. I never focused on the business, never focused on the marketing. I just ran it the same as what the other shops were doing, how they took bookings, how they dealt with aftercare, the email process, which didn't exist. Everything that they did, I did. When I learned how to run a business and market that business properly, that turning point is when I went from earning an average wage to what I'm earning today. Nothing to do with increasing the ability of my tattooing, everything to do with how to run a business and market it. So, is becoming a tattoo artist the right path for you? Only you can decide that. For me, I would never change anything. And I dare say, I wouldn't even change all the mistakes that I made at the beginning, because it made me who I am today, and I appreciate everything that I've got. I think it's just the tip of the iceberg with what we've got planned, but I'm so grateful for everything that we've achieved so far. None of that would have been possible in my eyes if I didn't go through the heartache at the beginning. And all you guys know, yeah, you see on social media now, I'm constantly on holidays. I'm here, there and everywhere. We're making videos, we've got multiple courses, I've got books out, I've got loads of stuff in pipeline, like clothing brands and supply companies. There's so much happening. But I never forget the day where my wife at the time said, Ben, do you mind nipping to the shop on your way home and just getting a few essentials? And the embarrassing moment when I got there, put everything on counter, no money in my pocket, went to use my card bounced. I literally were down to my last few pennies. I had nothing in the bank. I had bills coming out from my shop. I had a home to support, family to support, and I literally had fuck all. And that was like my lowest moment. And I can remember making a promise to myself saying, I will never be in this position again. I've never been in that position again, but I've been there multiple times before that. And I think without those, I wouldn't appreciate what I've got today a fraction as much. So I wouldn't change anything bad. There's loads of good points. It's going to require a lot of hard work, a lot of hours and a lot of dedication. And once you start climbing that ladder of success, not everybody's going to like you. Nobody likes the success if they're beneath them. So you've got to take everything into consideration, make your own choice. But if I were to say, would I recommend it? Well, I am where I am today because of this industry, so fucking too right, yeah. I would recommend it. So if it's something that you want to do, make sure that you follow your dreams and be passionate about something in life. For anybody that's completely new and you're wanting a program to follow, I've got a free 30-day course that you can more than happy to jump on. Just put your email address in, sign up, watch the videos. It's free of charge, and see if it's right for you. But on that note, I'll see you at next one. Cheers.